Hello, welcome to the weekly show of Adalar magazine, the Friday Talks. And today our guest is one of the most perfect students of ADA school, Maryam Mammadli. So Maryam, word to you. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Maryam Mammadli and I'm the student of class of 11A2.
Great, Maryam. I believe that the year already comes to an end. And I believe that everyone wants to know, how does it feel to be such successful in the administrative part of our education?
Well, it feels good, and I will say I'm more motivated to study, and I feel like there will be even greater achievements in the future. I hope so.
We also hope so. About your academic journey, it's already been 2 years at ADA school and 9 years before that. What would be the moment that you would like to change if you could do so?
Well, I would say that especially when ADA first started, I was very worried and anxious, and like whenever we had any assignment, quiz, I was very worried. I wouldn't be so worried if I look back, because if you study enough, if you do lots of stuff, I believe that hard work pays off and you don't need to worry that much.
Yes, I also agree with you. And regarding that, that will be quite similar, but from the other point, what would you say as your biggest obstacle you faced throughout your journey, your academic journey?
Well, when lessons first started at ADA, it was online, as you know, and it was a bit hard to adapt to this environment. Fortunately, it was soon turned to on-campus classes, but it was very hard because we didn't know each other. It was hard to be all day in lessons together. We couldn't have a chance to socialize and so on. That's why it was a bit difficult.
Yes, let's get a bit away from this obstacle part and talk more about the success. So as we know that we can count by fingers the students who get 4 GPA, and for you already got it 3 times in a row. How do you think? Is it that hard, or is it what keeps you going? What would be your comments on that?
Well, of course it was hard. I had to study a lot, but I believe all of us studied that much. So I believe when you get such grades, you get more motivated to study even more and to achieve even greater things.
So you never faced a moment that you say, no, it's not worth it, or you always went for it?
No, at some point you say that it's not worth it, let's not study and so on, but when you get your grades, you feel even more motivated to continue.
I study with you and I know how much motivation you have towards the education, towards the studies, towards the lesson we generally have, and how much you work on all of that, which is, I believe, is really important to all of the students in ADA school, university, or maybe students who wants to join us in the future. So I found here one good Chinese quote about the education itself. Could you please give a comment about do you agree, to what extent you agree or disagree with I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand?
Well, I fully agree with this quote because we hear some stuff from our teachers which is very helpful, and I believe that it is very important part of our education, but we have to practice it a lot, and this is what ADA pushes us to do. So we go to lab, we do something, we see something, and only like this we can remember and understand the topic covered during the lesson, or we do some practices, quizzes, how much quizzes we have, and this pushes us to study even more, to take notes, to study them at home.
Yes, I fully agree with you, especially you mentioned about the laboratory case. You go to the laboratory, you practice your experiment, and then you get back and try to go through all of the particles you made, all the stage of the experiment itself. And about that, let's get a bit away from this academics part. What do you enjoy? What any extracurricular activity you enjoy to do in your free time?
Well, luckily we had a chance last year to choose some clubs to attend to, and in first semester I chose debates club, and in the second one sketching, and both of them were very interesting, and I learned lots of things from there.
So you like sketching and debates, like it's really important, especially I know that debates is quite good for your speech in majority of the subjects.
Yeah, it helped a lot and it was very interesting.
Would you like to join it in the future?
I would, like a hobby, yes.
Great, thank you. And about this journey itself, so let's talk. If someone gave you an advice in the past that really impacted your academical career.
Well, I wouldn't say advice, but my sister, she also experienced this as high schooler. She had lots of advices to share with me, and one of the most important ones, which helped me a lot, is she told me to manage my time very well and not to procrastinate, and whenever I have some deadline, I should study it on time, and then I will feel relaxed and sure that I'm done with everything.
Yes, I totally agree with you with the points you stated. And let's get a little bit to our audience if they have any questions towards our guests. They wanted to know more.
Yes, I would like to ask something. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, it's a good question. Like, I'm not, and I guess no one can predict what they will do in 10 years, but I hope I will be again sharing my success story in some interview, and I will proudly say that I'm the graduate of ADE school.
Great. And I also would like to take that interview in 10 years also. That would be really great. And to finalize our interview, what would be your advice to all of the spectators we have out there?
Well, I would advise not to worry a lot and to just do everything on time. Don't worry a lot, and everything, hard work pays off. Just remember it.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Today on the Friday Talks of Adallar magazine, we had one of the greatest students of ADE school, Maryam Mammadli. Thank you.